like the idea of the broken heart. The story here changes a little bit depending on which article you read, because some say the brother was so mad that Alice was sick and thought it had to do with her boyfriend that he ripped the ribbon off of her neck and threw her ring, never to be found again. And some stories say that when they prepared her body for burial, somebody took her ring. No matter what the reason is, the ring was gone. There's a ritual that takes place if you go to Alice's grave. You start out at the right-hand bottom corner of her grave and walk counterclockwise 6 rotations. When you're done that way, you start over again and you go clockwise 6 rotations and stop at the A of her name. You make a wish and place something on her grave. Well, I called Angela and said, how am I going to find Alice's grave? And she said, look where there's a path worn out. Well, I walked around the cemetery, and sure enough, that's how I found Alice's grave. There's actually a path dug into the dirt where people have done the ritual at Alice's grave. They say if you do it at midnight, not only will your wish be granted, but Alice will appear to you. I'm adventurous, but I'm out of there way before midnight. I'm not going to take a chance. Well, there's a slave church right across the street from the cemetery. And now they've turned the slave church into a meeting place for the AA group, which I think is a pretty good idea. Something slavery so bad can now help a lot of people just by changing what it is now. I went to another place that's called Angel Oak. It's a huge oak tree. And they've had to put signs out so that people don't climb on it. And what's so odd about this tree is they figure it's probably 1,400 years old. And a limb will go down into the dirt and come right back out of the dirt. And how can something go under and come back out? But that's one of the things that that area is known for. Well, after being there for 2 months, it was time for me to come home. So I got back in my car with my pine cones. And I did find out, too, what I'm going to do with my pine cones. I saw on YouTube, if you take the pine cones and dip them in paint and let them dry, they'll turn out just like porcelain, which I think is very cool. And again, that's something nobody else will have. I picked the pine cones up, and they'll be mine. And I think that'd be really cool to see at Christmas time. Pine cones that I brought from the south up into my northern living room as a Christmas display. Pine cones, seat belted in, antique serving trays, and I took a whole big shopping bag full of seashells, packed carefully so that they are not broken. And when the weather gets nice enough here, I'll be out in my garage with the doors open, putting acrylic on my well-placed seashells.